Well, good day, everybody. We're a little bit late a little bit early, upside down tonight because we're out of here shortly to go and see L'Esprit de Quip, L'Esprit de Quip, that sort of boat with that sort of name that I've been talking about for about 7-8 weeks or something since UK. They're on their way in. They could arrive, anywhere around 8:30 local time, maybe a bit earlier if the breeze holds. It's a bit quiet along the coast here for a couple of reasons. One is the sun's going down and it always quietens off just at sunset. And secondly, there is that wind shadow again. So it's a little bit hard to predict, but I'm suggesting it's going to be somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock local time. If they held their current speed, it'd be about 8 o'clock, but I'm sure they're going to slow down just at the last minute, but we've got to be out there and ready just in case we don't want them to sneak in without us, because it's quite a beautiful night here. It's pretty much some streaming sort of streaky clouds up there, but reasonably pleasant, not too hot, not too cold. So we'll look forward to bringing you that. And then we'll have 5 boats here, which is kind of nice. And we can keep things rolling. So straight into the tracker, and let's see what's happening. So where's my copy? There it is. There. You can see the L'Esprit de Quip is right on top of it, and just up to the north is where did she go? Wow, there she is, Outlaw, right up there. Anyway, I've been zoomed in a bit to work out the ETAs. So I'm coming back out, and we'll look at the overall fleet. Godspeed up there, right in the middle of not much wind. There's this huge trough coming down, and to give a bit of a look and overview of what we've got in the total scheme of things, low pressure system down here. The clipper feet are just interacting with that right now, heading out of Uruguay over here, Punta del Este, which is where we're going on the last stage of the race, from Auckland around Cape Horn up to Punta del Este in Uruguay, the yacht club there. It's a fantastic place. So the clipper left there a few days ago, and they're now playing around with this thing. In the meantime, we've got the remnants of sort of a squashed up high over here, and a bit further down south, there's bits and pieces of everything. So still not distinct, but generally a good flow of air for most of the fleet. So Godspeed's right on the edge of this no wind band, the trough over the top. They're still doing 3.3 knots. They're heading out towards towards Cape Town, and if I were them, I'd be heading straight down here because you need southing, but they're still doing a great job, and they're ahead of Explorer, which is encouraging. 1,435 miles to go, so that's not so bad. Explorer, on the other hand, is hooked into this breeze that's coming up from the high pressure system forming up here, that's hooking up around, so giving them a distinct southerly, doing 7.7 knots, keeping on the beam. So it came in with a bit of puff, in this orange stuff here. They would have been getting 30 knots, gusting higher. So they you can see they've pushed up a bit on that. They as soon as it hit, they came up along the top, and they'll slowly round that out and try and hold to the east. And then as soon as they can, I know Mark understands the value of being down south here. So, but anyway, at least they're trucking along, 7.7 knots, 150 mile day, 1,390 miles to go. Hang on, that means, if I remember, 13. Oh, they've taken the non-last position. It's gone back to Godspeed. That's encouraging. So maybe they will get there before the start. I come down now a little bit smaller. You've really got a bunch there in the middle now. Both Outlaw and L'Esprit de Quip are part of the lead fleet, I suppose you might say, and it's becoming a bit distinct. So we're expecting. I spoke to who did I speak to? I spoke to someone today. It was White Shadow. They're pretty happy. They're making good time. Food's getting a bit boring. Everyone's talking about new food when they hit shore. Everything on the boat is really good. They haven't got any major issues at all. So they're planning their time in port to make the most of it. But they sounded pretty up, which was kind of cool. Evrika, some of their team have turned up. They came into the office today waiting for them and making 8.8 knots. That's pretty quick for Evrika. They've been lucked out on getting exactly the right conditions, but they can obviously smell Cape Town, so they're going for it as well. 187 mile day. They've got 629 miles to go, so that's going to be about 4 days. At worst, maybe 5 days, but let's say and hope it's 4 or 5 days. Yeah, so they'll be happy to get in. Sterner's now saying Same thing, 8.5. That's pretty good. 600 miles to go. So again, they're hoping to get in on Sunday, but we'll see how that pans out. Galliana down here flying along, overtaking everything else, doing 9.2 knots, still singing as they go, and they've got 600 miles to go as well, 596. So they're going to be a busy day that day if they all converge at those sorts of rates. White Shadow doing 5.8. They're just coming into the no-win zone. They're heading direct for Cape Town. They might get away with it, but this is going to slow them down. Neptune 5.3. 60 nautical mile a day. As soon as they speed up, they're just going to drive into the low wind period. And Triana's a bit the same, but still maintaining their speed, 114 mile a day, and currently doing 6.3. So they've got a bit of a puff pushing around. And generally, now that we've gone through all of that, I think we can, before I go to the leaders, see what's happening there, we'll just push the weather through a little bit and see what they're likely to expect. Godspeed, we can't quite see. Where are they? No, we're going to just leave Godspeed out of the picture because I can see what's going to happen there. They're going to trough it there and have relatively light winds. So we know the boys and girls there will be coming through. So here we go for the next 24 hours. So Explorer's okay for that lot until that high goes over them, but they'll still be sailing well on that. Still should be making 7-8 knots. All these guys here are all speeding along. White Shadow might slow down a little bit. This is for early hours of tomorrow morning. And then see, no, the breeze is coming over White Shadow, Neptune, and Triana. This is a perfect situation for them. No southeasterlies, driving from behind. They'll probably ride that all the way in. And then look what's happened to Explorer. The high comes over the top of them. It's going to slow them down. And Godspeed's the same. Godspeed and Explorer are going to luck out big time there for a few reasons, not just this. This is just the start of it for them. They've got some big delays coming up for sure. But this side of the fleet, 26, that's 1 day. We'll come into 2 days. We're just waiting for the internet to catch up. Yeah, a solid stream of southerly winds, which is beam reaching, which is really fast. And there we go into the second day. So they got the next couple of days, just southerlies all the way across, which is great. And that's still going to push them in. But you can see, you might not realize what's happening, but you can see here, this high is coming across and it's going to turn the whole wind direction around to be on the nose for the tail enders. Not much joy there. So that's day 2. And if we keep going to day 3, and then I'll do an approximate run of distance to see who's going to be in by the end of day 3, because you can see the direction is starting to change and swing around onto the nose. So on the third day, let's just assume that 600 miles out. Yeah. So even Galliana, if they hold that, they're going to be very close to in. Same with Sterna, same with Avrika. They're probably going to get this push. But I think the majority of them will get in before that starts to happen. They're riding on the top here. Now, what's going to happen to Explorer? And it's actually not so bad because it's gone through them. They slowed down. They'll be probably something similar. That'll be about 600 miles. Come on, we're done. They're going to be around about here somewhere, 500 miles in about 3 days. That's not too bad. It'll just push them down a bit, but that's okay. And Godspeed's going to be down around here somewhere. So if anything, that'll push them down a bit as well. So it's not as bad as it looks at the moment. I'm just going to scale this back now. So assume in 3 days, most of these boats are going to be in or right on the edge here of a big blow, all coming from the southeast. Imagine if Outlaw was sitting here right now, they'd get 30, 35, gusting 35 on the nose. It'd be horrible. So they've been really lucky on that one. It was a good call. And it's going to work out because they've still got 32 hours to put on top of that, which is going to put them in a very interesting position. They've come in technically ahead of L'Esprit Equipe. So that's interesting. Now, just for fun, that's the 28, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3 days ahead. I'm going to push it forward to see what's happening. Okay, that's not too bad for Explorer. So it'll definitely be coming down south on that because they don't want to push these easterlies. But then, oh boy, yeah, there's either light winds or easterlies and so on. I hope this forecast changes because it's just all a massive easterlies. So, and to try and get down, they'll be in these quiet areas. So then if they get there, they've got to push up from there. So looking a bit messy towards the end, just before the start, and that's about where Explorer was hoping to be. And Godspeed too, no doubt. Godspeed might even be up there. But this is going to stick around for a while by the look of it. So it's really quite ugly. Will Explorer make the restart? I doubt it. Boy, look behind it. Huge hole. So it starts to leave on the second, maybe. Anyway, too far ahead to think about. I think that's about it for tonight. You've got a bit of a go on that. We need to look at, come back to today's weather. We'll look at Outlaw. Going to push that up. They're looking extremely good. I was predicting they had to do a lot of miles the other day when they tossed from here. I thought they'd come right out and then come right back in, but they've done a short tack. The breeze is still holding. They've got they're doing 7.4 knots, which is unheard of, heading straight for Cape Town, and they've got 60 miles to go. So they're going to be potentially now early hours of tomorrow morning, and it's 6, 7 o'clock, depending on what happens with the breeze. But it looks like if we look at the whole thing in close early tomorrow morning, there's no wind. And so they'll probably park unless they get really lucky. Let's just see. It's going to turn to the south. It's actually pulling around. It's got a little bit of west in it. You see that? But it goes very light. So this is 10 o'clock in the morning and so on. And then it pushes in. If that was there, they roll. A bit hard to predict, but I'll do an ETA when we come back from seeing the Speed Equip. And I'd say it could be anywhere between 6 and 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for Outlaw. And that's it for that situation. I think you've got enough on. I think you've got enough on the Speed Equip. I'm just trying to get onto the screen here, and it's not putting me on there. What's going on? I hope this is working. I cannot get there. Why is that happening? There we go. Boom, boom. I'll just try this one now. Nope. There we go. I'm back. Okay, just going to see if there's any quick questions before I pack up here and bolt towards the boat. And you'd be happy to know we've lost the keys of one of the rib. It's not in our apartment. It's not in the office. It's not in my bag. It's not in the car. So might only be one rib out there yet. We will see. Hi from New Jersey. Hello, everybody. Hello, North Carolina. And g'day, Tara, Southampton. Managed to join a live broadcast. Woohoo, good on you, Tara. Yeah, we're a bit out of sync, of course. We're 2 hours early. Does Penduic V still have its original key? I think you mean keel. No, just asking out of interest. No, the original keel was depleted uranium, and it was considered to be illegal under the rules of the IOR, and it was removed sometime later. So now it's a new keel. Hey, Don, could you suggest any book for historical weather data for ocean crossings? Yeah, Ocean Passage of the World is pretty interesting. Jimmy Cornell's updated pilot charts is also an amazing publication. That's for the whole world. You can go through that and look at all the potential averages for various places in the ocean. So the pilot charts are pretty good. And there's a bit of that on Jimmy Cornell's passage planning book, if you're going to sail around the world or something. So there's a lot of data. And even if you Google it online, there's a hell of a lot of stuff now online. So go ask Mr. Google and you'll find all sorts of things. But Ocean Passage of the World is always one of my favourites, and Jimmy Cornell's pilot charts, the updated ones. That's it. We'll next see you out on the water very soon. So another boat. Thanks for that.